All right, we're gonna do part 3. This always ends up happening, man. Oh, sorry. The internet is crazy, and especially I find in here in Harlem, it is patchy at best a lot of the time. Um, I'll wait for a second and get Azure back on here. But yes, we are now going to start part 3 of our conversation, my conversation with Azure Antoinette. Here. Ha.
Hey,
Part
girl.
3 started just starting right now.
Yeah, I just, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
was like, they'll call back. They
I will
might.
call back. I will
There you
always
are.
call you
Hi.
back.
What's up, E?
Oh man. Um yeah, I mean I I I
Yeah, it's in here, babe.
I just get yeah, I get heated, and I realize that I said a lot of bad words in the last segment, and that's okay. It's fine. I don't think there's a lot of babies watching this, so that's cool. Um,
But also, how cool would it be if there were babies watching?
right? Can we just get some babies to watch this because they need it? Um, yeah, I love I'm still just having a moment thinking about um you said so many good things, and I can hardly wait to kind of go back to the last couple segments and pull out a little bit of transcript from that to kind of bring it to light, because you always say things that you have this amazing delivery, and everything that you say can be very intense, but it is also very absorbable. It's like it's palatable, and I say that in the most flattering of ways, because it means that it can be very far reaching, and I want to have I want this space to be a space of that starts other conversations for people, that makes people think about stuff and know that it's okay to talk about stuff out loud, on the internet if you want to. Like, be vocal, take charge, take charge of, know.
Hmm. I
Are you there?
think,
Can you hear me now?
I think that play out has upset the like someone in the telecommunications space, because
There's someone in the box
every
going,
time we like get really hardcore, like and then it's always just like, you here, sure, you still in there, like, we got him, we did it. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I want to have as many conversations uh, as people are ready for. Someone said to me the other day, like, you must be so exhausted, and I just like, hi, Sai. I just was like, no, I'm not exhausted. Like, this also isn't new. I posted that a couple of weeks ago. Like, there are some people that I'm watching be like so rocked by what's happening, and I'm just like, oh, I could run this back for you. How much time you got? Like, how long do you want to chat? So like, but all we can do is have conversation. Like, that's what it is. That's what we can do. We have to be talking about this, and like, if I were to venture to be hopeful, we are having more conversation than we normally do. So next, which all of us as adults can understand, you want to see action. Like, you can then only talk so long. Like, and I I don't know that I have the bandwidth to march, but I do need you to do it. I do
yeah,
need you to go. Like, I'm trying to stay safe. I am trying to, on a daily basis, just evaluate how panicked I feel about just being, because that's what it is. And I feel like I was having a conversation with Savannah about this. You know, there everyone permits, and this is important, everyone permits trauma and mental health discussions around white males committing mass shootings. And that is a true statement. This is a conspiracy, but that's cool. About that another time. If you can still hear me, I'm just gonna white trauma. I'm sorry. Trauma is not just reserved.
I hear you though.
Okay, trauma is not just reserved for white males that walk into schools and kill kids.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody wants to talk about mental health and how we're not talking about how it's okay to not be okay. But like, what Black people are experiencing is traumatic. So
yeah,
but me having a conversation with someone who willingly wants to re-examine what they know to be rote, what they were taught and didn't realize, like, I can do that. I'm here for that. I am a public speaker. Am I going to just like educate people for free? No, I will not. No, I do not have time to do that. Are there people in my life that I love and care about that I will take the time to speak to? Of course. Of course. No. But trauma is not just reserved for mass killings. Like, every time I turn around, and that happens in this country, which we also is something that we haven't fucking fixed. Like, you know, like everyone's like, we got to talk about mental health. Huh? Like, what do you mean? Like, and then you want to talk to me about Trayvon having a fight when he was in 8th grade and he's aggressive. And so that's why that's okay. But like Adam Lanza, who walks into Sandy Hook Elementary and literally obliterates a classroom of kindergartens, like y'all are still wanting to have a chat about therapy. Like, I need therapy. Therapy is super important. I need so much of it. I could make that my job, just be a patient. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Like, the trauma of being Black in this country is hellacious. And you learn it literally from the time you are a child. Your parents purpose to tell you, you can't do that. Those are not things that you can do. We are not allowed to do that. I have been hearing that since I could assimilate language. What my mother told me was acceptable and not acceptable. How you speak, where you go, what people will think of you, why your name is what it is. There are so many things that you are taught before you're literally 5 years of age. If you were growing up a Black child in this country, you heard it. You heard the talk. You heard about it. And it still hasn't eventuated to progress. You know, so it's always a conflicting space for me when February rocks around, because it's not Black history. The story right now, the present, no good, y'all. Like, this is not, like, we're not talking about the right narrative. Like, this is like, like you missed a couple of key pieces. But I do believe that this is what we can do, especially while we are sheltered in place somewhat. You know, like, this is what we need to do. Oh.
Yeah. And I think about you saying that about, you not having the bandwidth to march. Am I
No, you're
again?
Back.
It shouldn't be Black people marching and protesting for this. It literally should be everybody else. Like, that's what we should be seeing, because the weight should not be on them to do this and to demand this change. It's on everybody else. It makes me crazy that more people don't see that and accept, like, wait a minute, this is my job. This is my job. I actually want to be an ally, or if I actually just want to be, I don't know, regular, decent, motherfucking human being, that I have to go and I have to stand up. I have to vote this direction. I have to give money to the proper places that are doing the hard work and are lobbying and are going and combating this in court and against every single fucking law that this crap ass dumpster fire administration is trying to pick up the weight and carry it. Like, enough already.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I think I had a conversation. Somebody hit me up on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. I don't know, maybe I don't even know what time it is right now, so I don't actually know when I heard from this person. But she hit me up and she was like, "I'm hitting you up because you have a large following, and this is my idea on what I want to do. My campaign is called Policing the Police, and
Mm.
her recommendation is that everyone, when they see an injustice from law enforcement, record them, let them know that you're part of the policing the police." And she wrote me this very long narrative, and I had to just kind of sit back a bit because I just thought, like, not only I law abide and pay my taxes, I am not going to help them do their job, and it is
Yeah.
terrifying to see them anywhere near me at times. And I come from a family of law enforcement. My mom is retired from the LA County Sheriff. My uncle, was very high ranking in Long Beach Police Department. Like, it is not, I'm not averse to police officers. I am averse to police brutality. Have I experienced it myself? Yes. Yes, I have 100%. So, it's not hearsay. And I told her, I said, to message me on my personal page and tell me that I need to be doing more, you do it. You go do it. You go police the police. I'm all
Yeah.
set. And then she came back at me, and then she started coming at me about this and that and who she is, and black people, and how much she loves barbecue sauce and all this other shit. And I just I don't really like, I don't have it. I don't know that I can do it. I just, it's odd that people cannot hear what they sound like.
Yeah.
Not only can you not listen to us, you aren't listening to how you come off, so
Yeah.
it's just, but, and if you had to clarify it, um, it was when, other families, it was when other people said that it's wrong that those two women can't get married, or those two guys can't have a legal space to have their own family. It was when people that weren't us got involved that
Yeah.
change came in the Supreme Court. It was
Yeah.
the Kennedy administration that helped push the integration in schools. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot ask the people assigned with targets on their back to then
Yeah.
also fight the war. You cannot do
Yeah.
that. You cannot. That is trauma.
Yeah.
That deserves a mental health day. That is what that is. You cannot do that. We God rest Marsha. It shouldn't have taken all of that. Like, we have always been here. We have always deserved the right to love and to be, and to wear what we like, and to be who we are. Like, people should not have to be mourned for you to then be like, maybe we should reconsider. Maybe I should lend my voice. You should be unhinged by what you see, whether it was the Syrian refugees, or these children at the border, or these people at these concerts and these schools. You don't have to be a parent to have your breath taken from you when you see Parkland. You don't
Yeah.
have to be gay to know that Pulse, not all right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be any more than your college experience that one time 20 years ago for you to know that when you go out to dance with your friends, you should be allowed to go and do that. And somebody
Yeah.
should not be able to come in with a military grade gun and assail all of you. That's not right. Those things, if we are going to operate on our basic understanding of being a human being, when you are taught right and wrong, just like directions right and left, you do know that this is on the wrong side. And the moment you know, from Dr. Maya Angelou herself, the moment you know better, the onus is on you to do better. Do better. You have to. You have to. And that's in you. That's in all of us. So if you are kumbaya, if you are there's only one race, the human race, then human
Yeah.
to human, help me. help me and don't ask me to go outside. I don't want to go with you. You know, like, help me, sign up, do the
Yeah.
work, and do the work. And it's not always about what you prophesize on your Instagram. It's not always about what you posted. I'm talking in your living room, in your hallway, at Whole Foods, down the street, on the subway, in the bus, at the rental car agency. When you see somebody being targeted wearing a hijab at the airport, say something. Say something. Do it. If New York transportation can convince people in the most, like, in the fiercest city in all the world to see something, say something in the subway, and you know as well as I do, New Yorkers are like, I saw the whole thing. I'm still not going to tell you nothing about it. You know New Yorkers. You know how they are. If you can convince that city, if you can convince that town to be like, oh, yeah, let me help out. Let me go ahead and say something. Do it. Do it, y'all. Like, you just speak up. Speak up in whatever medium you choose, but do not be quiet, because what I will say is we're all watching you. We're watching the way this was handled. We're watching what you said. We're watching what you did.
Yep.
Like, let me know. Let me know that you're an ally by the way that you live your life, and you will have me forever. I will be with you forever on every front line. But, like, now is not the time for you to reserve quiet bliss. Ignorance is just that. It is just that. It is a beautiful way of existing in the world, just completely disconnected. So, but that isn't where we are. It's not right now. And if coronavirus is teaching us anything, it is allowing us to look at one another, to see people undone, to see people without makeup, without a perfectly coiffed background. Like, you were just seeing people in their homes, in their kitchens, in their weird living rooms. Like, you're looking at it. So now is the time. Yeah. This is bigger than your HRC sticker. This is bigger than that one time that you wore a shirt and put a rainbow on your tennis shoe. I don't buy it. There are a couple of brands that are doing this right. There's a few. DoorDash is one of the ones that blew my mind. They didn't just hire somebody to write a blurb. Like, I want to know what you think, y'all. I want to know who you are. Like, now I am asking you, show me. I don't want to talk to you about that. Show me. Show up. Let's do it. Let's fix it. It can be. It can be done. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We have to do it. And I told thousands of people this past weekend, I have seen all of you. I have seen you save the koalas. I have seen you save the rainforest. I have seen you eradicate plastic straws. I've watched you do it. I have watched you tear people apart at Jamba Juice over the fact that they asked for an additional straw. I've seen you do it. I've seen you rock and ride for Harambe, the gorilla in containment. I have seen you tear apart people that still think SeaWorld is cool. I've watched you do it. I've watched you rise. So if you need to, you call Black people koalas. If you need to, you make us the plastic things that held all the 6-packs together at the grocery store. Let us be that. You go out, you raise your money, you raise your voice, you use your platform, because I've watched you do this. I've seen you do it. Yeah. So I want this to happen. This is not a drill. This is not practice. This is happening. People are losing their lives, and those people have families too. And that matters. That matters. If you can't get behind nothing else, if there is nothing else that you feel beholden to, you have an obligation as a human being that is breathing to make sure that we all get the chance to have those experiences. And that is what I expect. Those are the things that need to be done. I've seen you do it. I've watched you do it. This has got to be bigger than your church mission trip to Zimbabwe. This is bigger than this. This is not about your photo op. This is bigger than this. This is bigger than this. And I say that across the board, E. I say that whether we're talking about Black Lives Matter, whether we're talking about equity in the workplace, whether we are talking about places where people are working to define themselves, are respected and given space and safe passage. Like, we are talking about all of these things. All of these things require and demand us to show up as human beings. And that for me has been my takeaway and my consistent answer on every single interview and media and conversation and sidebar that I continue to have. This is people. If in fact we are going to get behind this human race thing, if we if we are going to endeavor to stand behind this, then I need you up. I need you out of your seats. I need you uncomfortable. I need you to sit and rest with that. Like people deserve a chance. They deserve a chance to be and have families and have love and go dancing and run and jog and make mistakes and walk down the street. They deserve all of these things. It cannot be that you won't acknowledge a disparity. That can't happen. That can't happen. It's got to be bigger than this. And if people need examples and receipts, as they would have it called, you've got a woman that is serving a 6-year jail sentence for moving her child to a zip code where she could get a better education. And the woman from Desperate Housewives is already at home from her 2-week stint, or whatever it is. You got Brock Turner maimed that young woman, and the judges, boys will be boys. Let's give him an opportunity. There are receipts for hours and days. If you cannot see the hue and the disparity in that, that is on you. We have nothing more to discuss. But if you do see it, if you do understand what I'm saying, if you do rally, if you do ride for what you believe is right, this is the time. This is it. You're not busy, y'all. You're not busy. You are not overwhelmed. You are not busy, y'all. And the disproportionate, the population that we need this energy from is not the population that is socioeconomically challenged from their inception. We need the help. I'm talking to Cape Cod. I'm talking to Martha's Vineyard. I'm talking to San Francisco. I'm talking to Palo Alto. I'm talking Silicon Valley, Park City, Utah. You got money to go to Sundance? You got money to do this. You got time to go march around and look at independent films? You want a South by Southwest? You got time for this. There's time for this. There is time for this. You have time. The end. You have time. This is big.
Yep. Yeah. And it's, the there, that people talk about and that we've talked about is you have to, it's committing to be uncomfortable. And it's honestly, it's just, it's only fair. Like, you should be really fucking uncomfortable. Like, everybody should be real. Eliminate your biases, or do the, at least retrain them and get them to a point where you recognize it and you can intercept it before you actually action or say anything based on that. And you can train yourself. People can rewire themselves. It is completely possible. I don't care. I've seen people that were in cults that have completely come back and now are all over the internet talking about how they recognize how they were brainwashed their whole life and whatever. Right? Okay, if you can do that, then you can undo this brainwashing. It is 100% possible, and you need to do the hard work. You got to commit to it and just feel all of the shame, all of the guilt, all of the everything. Just let it wash over you, and then do every single thing you can, every single day, every tiny thing to change it. Change it in yourself, change it in everybody else. That's it. Like, that's the least, that's the baseline.
Right. Like, that's the low Maslow, right? Like, that's like, baseline. That's the low. Like, that's the low.
Being a
person.
That's a
right.
Just being fucking person.
Yep.
Just being a person.
Plain and simple. Same. Plain and simple. We want better. We want better. Like, there's so many people. There's so many people that want better. And you're right. People have to rest. They need to rest in how uncomfortable it is. And
everybody deserves.
And that's true. Yeah, you're right. 100%. 100%.
I had other stuff I was going to ask you, but I feel like we've I think we went down a pretty good path, right?
We can't know. We can't know for sure.
Our own organic road and did a thing.
Well, I always appreciate you. You know that. I love you. I love, what you stand for, and how you stand for it. And I feel blessed and I feel honored to be surrounded and in beautiful company with people that I know are always on the right side. Um, and I'm here for that. I am here for that. And I know this is going to be something that we reference, and I can't wait to my best friend from college just had a little girl, and I'm so curious how how this will be recorded. But we lived it. We're living in it. And when I go to bed at night, when I think about it, when I check myself, like, I know that I'm doing the things that I am actualized, and I can do even better, and I will do even more. And that's it. When you feel like you've checked out, change every little thing. Just change every little thing, and we'll see where we get. We'll see how we do. And I just, like I said in my post, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be your hashtag. I don't want to do it. I don't like. Please, for everything that you believe, if you're not sure,
Yeah.
if you needed a personal face to put to this, don't let that happen to me. Don't let that happen to my sister. Don't let it happen to my godson. Don't let it happen to my brother-in-law, who is a 6'4" black man. Like, don't, please, like, please don't. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
Yeah. I you know, this it the a global pandemic really puts a damper on protesting. Really, really a rub when you want to like really get people out there. It's like, oh, that's what? Like, are you fucking with me right now? This is up against. God damn it.
Did you just? I just want to be
Um,
clear. Did you just
but
call COVID a damper? I just want to run
I
that back.
did, I did
I've
the
heard it
damper.
called so many things. You were like, boy, that's tough.
It's such a bitch to get people out to march with this global pandemic. But
Yeah,
seriously though,
I feel that. I feel that.
there's all there's these photos of people using their obviously like people should be doing this, but using their white bodies to shield people of color, like, right? 100% least you can do. Um, but I would like to see that just be a fucking wall of white people standing
I
across
just,
from those
I just,
fucking foods. That's what
I
I want
just
to
want
see.
to say, that took a turn. Play out. That took a bit of a turn. I mean, with the
Ooh,
screen buffering and all that, people might misconstrue what happened. You were like, I just want you all to line up, just line up,
they might.
line it up.
They might. I mean, protesting for Black lives.
I
No,
feel you. I'm just cutting
100%.
up. I get uncomfortable and then I start
I
making
could just
terrible
see someone
jokes.
making that clip and then being like, this ogre, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Right, right,
it's
right.
fine. People know me.
I feel that.
People know me. But
Oh
you know what
man,
I
well,
mean? Really, I mean it. It shouldn't we see everybody out there. I want to see everybody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna stay committed. We're gonna stay with it, and I hope that's the general sentiment. Um, and Yeah, we'll see where we are. I hope the next time we talk, we are talking about momentous progress. I hope that we will be well on our way and at least have a very, very clear trajectory about what that looks like, and how we are going to do this effectively and efficiently and without more loss of life. So that is my prayer. That is my hope. Um, that is what I pray we can endeavor to do and be.
From your lips. I mean, it's I I I love you. and I appreciate you so much. And
Same.
in general, you're just such a badass person. And
Aw.
I hope you'll hang out and chat with me again. And, I feel like just me and discuss stuff that is challenging. We get such feedback of people saying, oh, I actually haven't heard anybody else saying this, or I haven't seen a brand that's standing up for this, or I haven't seen, this type of dynamic. And so I really appreciate you coming on and chatting with me. As always, I wish you the best. Is there anything that you want to say to everybody as far as anybody who doesn't know? And that's Azure.
Yeah, I think so. I'm the only one. Azure Antoinette. I think it's hello. Yeah, I don't know. You'll find me. I'll be here. I'll be cutting up. You'll find me.
Well, hang in there. You always, if there's anything
Yes,
at all you ever need. But I really am looking forward to seeing you in person again and
me
hanging
too.
out and just having a moment.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it all, and I'll come back and talk to you anytime. And I have nothing but love for you and Abby and your team. And thanks everybody for coming on and watching me cut up and rant and experience the horrific Wi-Fi in the play out space. It's hellacious. It's terrible.
I know, I'm so
Um,
sorry.
no, it's all good. It's all good anytime. My love, my love.
So sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.